This is the video where we find out whether what you have learned is yours, not mine, not the course's, yours, available to you in a new situation you have not seen before, without the prompts that guided you here. We have arrived at the end together, and there is something earned about being here. Let me say plainly what this last video is. It is not a summary. I am not going to walk you back through 6 modules while you nod along. It is a retrieval. The test of learning is application in unfamiliar territory, not recognition. You can recognize a concept and still not be able to use it. So I am going to ask you to work 3 retrieval challenges, each effortful. Retrieval is the harder kind of review, and that is the point. Actively recalling and applying a concept rather than rereading it is what moves knowledge from "I learned this" to "I can use this." Rereading creates the feeling of fluency. Retrieval creates the fact of it. So when I ask a question and you feel that catch of discomfort, the moment you cannot immediately recall something, do not read that as failure. That discomfort is the mechanism of learning doing its work. Retrieval 1. Application transfer. A scenario you have not seen in this course. You are supervising a newer coach. They have started using an AI note taker in their sessions. They got consent from clients. The notes are detailed and accurate. They now spend the time they used to spend writing notes on session preparation instead. They feel good about it. Apply the in online. And here is the constraint. Do not tell me whether you approve or disapprove of the note taker. That is not the question. Tell me what questions you would ask this coach as their supervisor holding the line. Take a moment with that. Here is what the line surfaces. The in online never asks, "Can this be done?" It asks what must not be handed off. So the question is not whether the note taker works. Clearly, it works. The question is this: what was the manual note-taking process doing on the craft side that the AI is not? Writing notes was never only about producing notes. It may have been a form of attention, a way the coach processed the session through their own perception. Is the AI's accuracy now producing something this coach consumes as a summary rather than constructs through presence? Only a coach who holds the line can ask that, without defaulting to great and efficient or to bad and impure. Retrieval 2, concept recall. Without looking back, name the 5 layers of the trap, and not the labels. Tell me what each one actually is. This is the harder version on purpose. Labels are recognition. Descriptions are understanding. You can have the 5 words and still not have the 5 ideas. Take a real moment here before I give them back. Here they are. 1. Threat response. The brain classifies AI as a threat before evaluation has even begun. The reaction precedes the reasoning. 2. The perception trap. Winning feels like losing because of the 0 output rounds. 3. The dynamic game. Static, one-shot logic applied to a game that is actually iterated and compounding. 4. The structural trap. The learning period math only holds if there is a burn budget to absorb it. 5. The culture tax. The measurement system contradicts stated values. What gets counted undermines what gets said. If anyone felt hazy just now, treat that as a diagnostic, the chapter of your development plan to open first. Retrieval 3. This one is not a recall. It requires a genuine connection. How does the human approval discipline from Module 2 relate to the mirror, not prescription stance from Module 5? On the surface, these feel like ideas from different worlds. One is practice operations, AI drafts, you approve. One is how you hold yourself in a session. Different domains, different scales, but they share something essential, and once you see it, it is hard to unsee. Before I tell you, name it for yourself. Here is what they share. Both name where judgment must stay. In your practice, the human approval discipline keeps judgment with you. AI drafts, but a human decides what is good enough for a client. In the room, mirror, not prescription, keeps judgment with the client. Same principle. What changes is only the domain. The in online is one rule applied at 3 scales: practice, room, and self. Once you see that, you stop memorizing the cases. You reason from the root. Which brings us to the deliverable, the personal AI development plan. This is the artifact that makes this course yours. 4 questions, 1 honest document. Where do you sit on the in online at each of the 3 scales? Your 2 fluency priorities from the self-check. Which trap layers you see most in your client conversations and where your moves need strengthening. And your 90-day commitment. 1 warning. An aspirational plan is not a plan. I will become fluent in evaluating AI is not a plan. My evaluation is weakest in this domain, so I will practice this way for 30 days and bring 2 examples to supervision. That is a plan. So here is where we land. If a layer felt hazy or a connection did not fully land, treat that as information. The chapter of your plan to open first. Module 7 closes the formal sequence. The retrieval is complete. The map is in your hands now, but the practice does not close. Every session, every supervision conversation, every moment you hold the line, that is where this work lives now. You are not done. You are equipped. The course ends here. The practice continues.